I'm Joshua Perry, and I'm back with another edition of my Power Rankings. This time, I'm ranking the games on the rest of the schedule that I'm most looking forward to. We'll start it off with number 5, Minnesota versus Iowa. Now, this is going to be the second weekend in November, and this Minnesota team has quietly been getting better. They've suffered through injuries. They've gotten their quarterback play a lot better, and now they're in a position to where they control their own destiny in the West. Will it be that way in a couple weeks? Not exactly sure, but a big key for them in the West is going to be Iowa, which a lot of people still feel like is the team to beat over on that side of the Big Ten. I think this is going to be a clash of titans with Minnesota continuing to get better and an Iowa team that I believe will bounce back in the second half of the year. With number 4, a game this weekend, Iowa versus Wisconsin. Now, this one again is very interesting because Wisconsin controls their own destiny in the Big Ten, even with a couple of conference losses. So it's going to be interesting to see this one play out. And this is an old school football games. Two offenses that want to be extremely physical. They want to run the ball. They're going to line it up and just make you go ahead and play that old school brand of football in a phone booth and a couple of defenses that I think are really, really good. Obviously, the stats show it, but when you watch these guys go out and play, you can't deny it. My number 3 game is Michigan State versus Ohio State. This is going to be the second to last game of the regular season, and Michigan State right now is on a huge run. They've done a really good job up to this point. Now, they're going to have obstacles out in front of them before this game, but so will Ohio State. And so I'm curious to see how this one plays out just because there are two teams right now who are in the top of the East that I think are both playing really well. My number 2 game is Michigan versus Michigan State, the one that's happening this week. And I think this is going to determine a lot of the narrative about the East with both of these teams coming in undefeated. First time they've played undefeated this late in the year in a very long time. And both teams, I think, can do some really good things that can hurt you. Michigan State, obviously, with the Heisman Trophy candidate at running back, a quarterback who takes care of the football, a couple really good wide receivers, and an aggressive defense in Michigan, a team who wants to pound the rock. They want to run the football with 2 great running backs, and they have a defense that has been really scary this year, haven't given up a lot of points or a lot of big plays, so this one will be interesting to watch. But number 1 is going to be Ohio State versus Michigan. Obviously, Ohio State is on a run right now. We're not exactly sure if anybody's going to be able to stop them. They've got a couple of tests, of course, before they make it to that last week of the regular season, but Michigan now has that intrigue that they haven't had in a while when you talk about the game specifically. They're going to have their challenges as well, but regardless, I think that this is going to be a clash of titans at the end of the year. 2 teams who are going to be surely at the top of the East, and one that we're going to be really excited about because of the tradition and the history. So we've got some big games here. I could have picked probably a handful more to roll out for you, but my top 5 games that I'm looking out for most as we get toward the end of the season.